Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jeff Cox from CNBC.com. You and other Fed officials in the past have suggested that you don't need to keep hiking until inflation hits 2%, that as long as you see continued progress. So I'm wondering, how close do you need to get with the inflation numbers coming down? How many months of data do you need to see that will give you sufficient confidence? And how far does this fight need to go before you're willing to kind of declare victory on it?
So the idea that we would keep hiking until inflation gets to 2%, it would be a prescription of going way past the target. That's clearly not the appropriate way to think about it. So in effect, if you look at our forecasts, the median participant, and again, these are forecasting out years, so take them with a grain of salt. But people are cutting rates next year because the federal funds rate is at a restrictive level now. So if we see inflation coming down credibly, sustainably, then we don't need to be at a restrictive level anymore. We can move back to a neutral level, and then below a neutral level at a certain point. I think we of course would be very careful about that. We'd really want to be sure that inflation is coming down in a sustainable level. And it's hard to make. I'm not going to try to make a numerical assessment of when and where that would be, but that's the way I would think about it. Is you'd stop raising long before you got to 2% inflation, and you'd start cutting before you got to 2% inflation too, because we don't see ourselves getting to 2% inflation until all the way back to 2 until 2025 or so.